Somewhere inside you, there's a spark. It might be buried beneath layers of disappointments, suffocated by the weight of failures, or drowned in a sea of temporary escapes. You might have forgotten what it feels like to stare at the horizon and know, without any doubt, that your life is supposed to be more than a dull rinse-and-repeat routine. But that spark is still there. It's waiting for you to remember who you truly are. You were never designed to sit quietly in the corner, nodding along while others dictate your worth. You were never born to be tethered by fear, addiction, or the fleeting delights that only mask your pain. You were meant to wage war, to confront every force that's ever held you down, and emerge victorious. That war begins now, and it begins within. Welcome to Pirates Podcast, where truth burns brighter than comfort. This isn't another feel-good self-help monologue that pampers your ego while letting you off the hook. This is Pirates Podcast, the last bastion where the lies you've swallowed since childhood are torn apart and thrown to the wind. We don't upholster the truth to make it easier to swallow. We serve it raw, seasoned with righteous indignation and unfiltered reality. Since you were a child, society has been slipping you comfort drugs in the form of false praise, hollow entertainment, and creeping conformism. They told you success meant following the manual. Go to school, obey authority, find a stable job, buy a house, settle down. But stability is a cage, and comfort is the master key that locks you in. On Pirates Podcast, we shred that lock. We expose the hidden machinery that processes your attention, your desires, and your willpower into predictable, controllable outcomes for someone else's benefit. We exist to set you free, so you can create, disrupt, and leave a legacy that no algorithm can ever contain. The invisible shackles, how modern society tames the brave. Let's get real. The modern world is an arena of psychological manipulation. Corporations engineer products to hijack your brain's reward system. Social media platforms funnel an endless stream of curated stimuli designed to keep you addicted, scrolling, and compliant. Fast food chains coat your taste buds with addictive compounds so potent, your brain mistakes them for the ultimate reward. Pharmaceuticals promise escape from discomfort with a single pill. Why this onslaught? Because a content, complacent population is easier to manage than an awakened, ambitious one. When your dopamine receptors light up with every scroll, every bite of ultra-processed sugar, every hollow like or comment, you don't have the mental bandwidth to question the status quo. You don't have the hunger to revolt against the system that's feeding you these crumbs. You certainly don't muster the courage to build something real out of your own ambition. You become a spectator in your own life, watching your potential slip away as you chase bigger highs but feel emptier inside. The illusion of short-term pleasure, a silent assassin. Short-term pleasures promise an escape, but they come with a hidden price tag. Your power, your clarity, your future. Every hit of porn or mindless entertainment rewires your brain, shrinking your capacity for deep focus and authentic connection. Every binge on junk food fuels lethargy and disease. Every hour spent scrolling through other people's highlight reels steals from the time you could spend creating your own masterpiece. These harmless indulgences aren't accidental byproducts of our era. They're weapons cleverly deployed against your will. They're the soft powders that dull your senses, lulling you into a stupor so you won't notice the bars closing in around you. They make you pliable. They make you predictable. They keep you from becoming who you were born to be, an uncontrollable warrior. Reclaiming your mind, the first battle. The battlefield of your freedom begins in your own mind. It's here that you must wage the first assault against the forces that bind you. You don't need external approval or grand gestures. You need discipline, clarity, and relentless self-honesty. Identify the triggers. Keep a journal or a note on your phone. Whenever you reach for your phone to scroll, or raid the fridge, or mindlessly zone out, pause. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Boredom? Anxiety? Loneliness? Disappointment? Write it down. The moment you shine a light on the trigger, its power over you begins to fade. Establish zero-tolerance rules. As a warrior, you don't negotiate with enemies. Decide on non-negotiable boundaries. No social media until after you've accomplished your most important task. No junk food during weekdays. No porn or meaningless hookups. Treat these rules like sacred edicts. Create rituals of strength. Warriors thrive on rituals. Wake up at a set time, before sunrise if you can. Immediately make your bed. Do a brief meditation or deep breathing exercise to center yourself. Write down one thing you'll conquer today that scares you. Then attack. Invest in real rewards. Replace hollow pleasures with empowering ones. Swap mindless scrolling for reading a chapter of a book that expands your mind. Replace beer at night with a cold plunge or a brisk run. Trade fast food for a protein-packed meal you cooked yourself. Real rewards fuel real growth. Every time you refuse the easy high, you're forging a stronger mind, one that cannot be bribed with cheap thrills. The anatomy of an uncontrollable warrior. What sets an uncontrollable warrior apart? It's a state of being unyielding, unpredictable, and unstoppable. Vision-driven. You see beyond the daily grind. You have a North Star, an unshakable purpose that guides every decision. Emotionally hardened. You acknowledge fear, doubt, and frustration, but you don't let them call the shots. You feel them, then you move through them. Strategically ruthless. You eliminate distractions without remorse. You prune your relationships, habits, and environments to those that serve your mission. Self-sufficient. You don't wait for permission or rescue. You engineer solutions and build your path forward. Relentlessly adaptive. You welcome discomfort because you know it's the crucible that forges greatness. You become a force that no institution, algorithm, or authority can predict, let alone control. Why they fear you. The threat of an awakened mass. Imagine millions of you waking up. Imagine legions of individuals who refuse to surrender their attention, their health, their time, or their will to the puppet masters. Imagine communities built on authenticity, mutual support, and unbreakable purpose. That's the greatest fear of every power structure, an empowered populace that no longer needs the system to validate or sustain them. Once you see the ropes, once you break free, you become contagious. Your rebellion becomes the blueprint for others. And a single spark can set a world ablaze. They know this. That's why they wage war on your attention, your dopamine receptors, and your self-belief. Because you rising means them falling. Concrete steps to wage your personal war. Becoming an uncontrollable warrior isn't about abstract platitudes. It's about taking specific, measurable actions every single day. Morning battle plan. Spend 10 minutes each morning writing down your top 3 missions for the day. Make them concrete and challenging. What can you accomplish that moves the needle on your long-term goal? Time block your victory. Schedule your day into focus blocks. Allocate 90-minute sessions for deep work, punctuated by 15-minute breaks. Protect these blocks like a fortress. No email, no phone, no distractions. Quarterly deep dive. Every 3 months, conduct a ruthless audit of your life. What habits propelled you forward? Which ones held you back? Delete the worst 5 and amplify the best 5. Mentor and check in. Find someone who embodies the warrior spirit. An entrepreneur, a coach, or a seasoned veteran in your field, and check in with them monthly. Use their insights to refine your strategy and stay accountable. Celebrate hard-won wins. True warriors don't neglect victory. When you crush a goal, take a moment to acknowledge the progress. Then recalibrate and set your sights on the next hill. Victory is not a single moment. It's the sum of countless daily decisions. The power of saying no, your secret weapon. Every yes to a fleeting pleasure is a no to a significant victory. The art of refusal is the essence of mastery. No to scrolling through social media when you should be building your skill set. No to sugar that spikes your insulin and steals your mental clarity. No to relationships that revolve around toxicity and drama. In every domain, health, wealth, relationships, your ability to refuse the low-grade temptations defines your trajectory. Stand tall. Refuse the bait. Stay hungry for what truly matters. The warrior's mindset. Embrace the suck. Comfort is the silent killer. Pain is the teacher of growth. The warrior's mindset doesn't shy away from hardship. It welcomes it. When you struggle through resistance training, your muscles become stronger. When you discipline your mind against craving, your willpower grows. So when life smacks you with setbacks, job losses, heartbreaks, failures, instead of collapsing, you sigh, nod, and say, "Thank you, universe. Now show me what I can become." Every wound is a lesson. Every obstacle is an opportunity for student turn master. Rewriting your story from victim to victor. Most people's life stories are written in passive voice. Things happen to them. You were born into your circumstances. Your boss overlooked you. The economy crashed. Your parents didn't understand you. Warriors don't write in passive. They choose the active voice. I decided. I acted. I overcame. Rewrite your narrative. Insist on the protagonist role. You are the hero of your story, not the bystander. Frame challenges as plot points that propel you toward transformation. When you believe you are the author of your life, excuses become irrelevant. Because authors don't whine, they write their next chapter. Brotherhood of the Uncontrollable. You are not alone. This path can feel lonely. Debates with your inner critic. Friends who don't understand your radical shifts. But across the globe, warriors like you are rising. Seeking truth. Rejecting mediocrity. Building empires of value and integrity. Find your brethren. Join forums, mastermind groups, or local meetups that breathe this fierce energy. Surround yourself with individuals who lift you higher rather than drag you back toward the cave of conformity. Together, you form a phalanx that no force can shatter. Sustaining the flame, long-term resilience. Fire needs fuel, and so does your warrior spirit. Meaningful work, daily rituals, periodic retreats into nature, immersion in warrior classics, Sun Tzu, Miyamoto Musashi, Marcus Aurelius. These are the coals that keep the flame alive. Plan regular resets, digital detox weekends, silent meditation retreats, cold water wakings, intense fasting cycles. These aren't showy stunts. They're crucibles that temper your resolve and renew your perspective. Remember, sustainability beats intensity if intensity leaves you burned out. Balance relentless action with deep recovery. The final confrontation, facing them eye to eye. At some point, you must confront them, the invisible architects of your past compliance. The algorithms, the institutions, the toxic influences that whispered in your ear, "You're nothing without me." Look them squarely in the eye. With every fiber of your being, say, F***K no. I see your game now. You're done. Feel the power coursing through your veins as you claim your rightful sovereignty. This is the moment of your absolute liberation. Unleash the unstoppable force within. If this essay ignited something in you, an urgent buzz, a primal roar, then know this is only the prologue. The real story is written in the sweat of your brow, the ache of your muscles, and the pulse of your purpose. Rise, uncontrollable warrior. Burn the lies. Sever the chains. Pursue your vision with ruthless precision. And when you are ready for more war room tactics, join us again on Pirates Podcast. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Not for the algorithm, but to signal the rebellion. Share this manifesto with the sleepers you know. Let it be the spark that awakens another warrior from slumber. The world is on fire, and only the fiercest will forge its future. Stay sharp, stay relentless, and above all, stay uncontrollable. Dagger, fire pirates out.